We lie, naked, unable to move. How did we get here? Life outside has fallen, crumbled by the swift wave of our idiotic hands. Where were we? Too wrapped up in our own desire for progress, too blinded by the excesses of others to realise that we too were part of the problem, a problem we were warned of but ignored, and instead pursued the wealth of others. Buy our way to happiness, that's what the billboards told us. Lifestyles of the rich and thoughtless, where we protested deep down we wanted what they had, and we pushed ourselves into an outcome whereby all was lost, and those we followed are now, like us, lying, unable to move in a world that can no longer sustain us. It's 63 degrees, each year hotter than the last, each weather event more extreme. Like a set of dominoes, once the tipping point commenced, each domino fell and we could not make them stand upright again. The forest burnt, the air slowly became thick with ash and debris, the carbon thickened the atmosphere, the fossil fuels developed over 1 million years we burnt in an instant in coal plants and cars, the soil we trusted for so many years, slowly sapped of life, the delicate balance of millions of years of evolution, of species, plant life, ecosystems, one by one collapsed, and we sat back and desired better phones, faster computers, gadgets, toys, plastic wrapped in plastic. I lie naked, Sally by my side. Sally and I clasp hands and occasionally squeeze to indicate that we are still alive. Our throats too dry to talk, our limbs too weak to move. The heat sits like a weight against our bodies, pushing them into the folds of our mattress. It's been 6 weeks with the weather sitting in the 60s and the heat has shut us down. We can't move, it's too hot. The air smells of death, the death of the millions around us who are now lying in this heat and suffering the same fate as us. It's too hot to work, to socialise, to function. All those who sustained our way of life have either died or are dying. The farmers, those who collected our waste, cut our hair, sold us our cigarettes, managed our money, governed our cities, transported our goods and serviced our needs are gone. The machine that was the 21st century has closed shop and we are all left dying or dead. I squeeze again. Sally squeezes back. She is still alive. I try to move my body to hold her but cannot. The heat fills my nostrils, my body, and consumes me, making my limbs lifeless, covering me in sweat, the mattress saturated. I look up, my vision blurred, and across our bedroom walls and floor are insects. Hundreds of insects. They are thriving in this heat. The species we called pests have won, and they will carry life on the planet to its next phase. And we, as a species, will die out. Insects cover our bodies, but again, we are too weak to brush them aside. I lay my right hand on my leg, muscles thin, weak and limp. I can feel the heat in the room. I can feel the sweat pouring from my pores. There is no comfort. There is no respite. It's been 5 days since we lay in our bed. Sleep brings some relief, but on waking the heat is so intense, it quickly overtakes our waking hours. We've not eaten nor drank. We've urinated and shat where we lay. The stench in the room reeks of rotting flesh and bodily fluids. We've shed all articles of clothing as each layer of fabric was adding to the heat, penetrating our bodies. We are dying, and unless we have rain soon, we will not survive. How did we get here? Where were we? We watched it evolve and perpetuated its progression. We had skeptics and vested interests who dominated the conversation. Money spent convincing us to relax whilst the planet burned, and then the penny dropped, the panic set in, and climate change mania gripped us. We tried to change, to adapt, but by then we'd reached tipping point and it was too late. Many died simply from the heat. The elderly, the young, the heat too intense. Many took their own lives as the thought of living in a dying world was too much to bear. Many caught viruses foreign to them. The viruses spreading quickly into areas where prior to the heat waves they could not reach. Tropical viruses spread throughout Sydney as it was now hot enough for them to thrive. This was not just here. This was everywhere. The whole country shut down. Flooding, drought, bushfires, starvation, viruses, mass panic and hysteria, robbing, looting, war for water. But this was before the worst of the heat waves. Once they set in, all became quiet as it was no longer possible to function. Industries fell and society became simply a game of survival, of lying till the rains came. And for the last few years they came, the summer showers which helped to alleviate the pain. But this summer is hotter and the rains have not come. Sydney is in drought, and unless the rain comes soon we will not survive. I listen for the sounds of rain on rooftops, but hear only the scuttling of insects across our bedroom floor. It is late evening, and the temperature has not subsided. I squeeze Sally's hand once more, and there is no movement. I squeeze again. Nothing. Are you asleep? I lift my arm and with all the strength I can muster, throw my body across hers. I feel for her heartbeat. Nothing. Sally has gone and I am on my own.